Welcome to our 30th anniversary special edition DVD. Using documents and photographs accumulated over the years, thoughtfully stored and recently discovered on the premises, we can present this short video looking back at the 30-year history of Devonian Gardens. The concept of a large indoor city-operated park was put forth late in the planning stages of the two-tower development sometime in 1973. The idea of the city being involved in a joint venture with a land developer became an immediate controversy, as the mayor at the time felt the developer was merely using the drawing power of an indoor garden to lure shoppers into surrounding retail stores. The end result being City Council approved a $100,000 cut to the operating budget before the gardens began operations. Nevertheless, on January 7, 1974, City Council endorsed the project in agreement with Calford Properties Limited and the Devonian Group of Charitable Foundations. Within the agreement, the City of Calgary contributed $1 million of capital costs, the Devonian Group contributed $5.9 million, and Calford Properties $2.4 million. The total capital cost would eventually come to $9 million. The scheduled completion dates of the various components on the former Zeller's land was estimated at January 31, 1977 for the first office tower, May 1st for the second office tower, August 1st for completion of the park and retail levels, and September 6, 1977 for the official opening of the gardens. The Devonian Gardens span an entire city block, or approximately 2.5 acres, or 1 hectare, and the gardens are unique in a number of ways. Terraced over 4 floors of Toronto Dominion Square, the gardens are located in the heart of Calgary's very busy downtown core, from the plus 15 to the plus 45 level. Part of the retail commercial complex, the $9 million gardens are set on top of a shopping mall linked on 2 levels to major department stores at either end and 2 office towers on either side. The construction of Devonian Gardens by Pool Construction of Calgary, under the supervision of J.H. Cook Architects and Engineers, was no ordinary job. Any park as innovative as Devonian Gardens calls for new techniques. Unique considerations were vital to the success of the project, for beneath the gardens are retail stores and restaurants. Not only do the floors carry substantial loads imposed by the various contours, watercourses, and vegetation, they are also waterproof. Ventilation and controlled humidity are essential, as is lighting designed to sustain plant growth. The creation of an island of greenery in the city's concrete jungle presents problems as unique as the park itself. For instance, weight restrictions of 250 pounds per square foot had to be considered, so raised walkways were laid on styrofoam, and featherweight lava rocks were imported from Washington State to decorate the pool areas. And consideration has to be given to the weight of approximately 85,000 gallons of water that constantly circulate through the park system. Created primarily as a park for people to enjoy, the gardens provide the downtown core with some highly prized green space that does not disappear come summer's end. As well as the indoor plant life, the gardens incorporates a mile or 1.6 kilometers of pathways on 3 levels and is wheelchair accessible. A major challenge in developing the park was to create an environment that seemed natural to Calgary. Plants native to Calgary, however, could not be used since they are unable to adapt indoors and remain green year-round for the enjoyment of visitors. Therefore, 16,000 tropical plants were imported from a Florida supplier. Trees, bushes, ground covers, vines, and climbing plants were selected and acclimatized for 3 months or longer in preparation for the 3,000-mile journey to Calgary. In addition, some 4,000 hardy ground cover plants were propagated in City of Calgary greenhouses to become part of the garden's landscape. Representatives from the Florida supplier were present during the entire arrival and unloading of 20 trailer loads of plants, which began in May 1977. Seating for 800 visitors is provided alongside waterfalls, fountains, and ponds. The park includes a stage area for entertainment and exhibits, a playground for children, and an outdoor reflecting pond that for some years was transformed into a winter skating rink. With daily operations underway, Devonian Gardens quickly became a popular downtown attraction for the citizens of Calgary and tourists alike. Admission to the park is free and is open every day except Christmas Day. The Cultural Resources section of the City Parks and Recreation Department took on the task of introducing music performances, art displays, and acquisition of art objects for long-term year-round display in the gardens. Since May 25, 1981, C-Train service has been available to the gardens with an eastbound station right outside the 7th Avenue entrance to TD Square and westbound stations within distance of 1 block. The days of single-car C-Trains are long gone. Visitors who enter from the 8th Avenue elevator entrance are greeted by the garden's most prominent original sculpture named Natural Harmonics, which was commissioned by the Devonian Foundation specifically for the gardens. Other works of art were acquired for display in the early years, most notably the Bird of Spring in 1981 and the many wonderful wooden mask carvings of the late Tom Ward, which his family loaned on permanent display in July of 1986. A total of 40 carvings adorn numerous walls and pillars throughout the gardens. They are fun to find and enjoy. Other early works of art are this red fox in the quiet garden, a stag that also wanders the quiet garden, and high on a pathway, an eagle keeping a sharp eye on the west end of the gardens. Over the course of years, some renovations have taken place, such as upgrades to the skylight in the quiet garden and sun garden, and various plant beds, such as the one bordering the round stage. Within the gardens are some long-time resident works of art with an undetermined acquisition date. They are Story on a Summer's Day, Four Seasons, Venus at Her Bath, First Jewels, Elephant Hunter, Our Land, Our Future, The Guardian, Game Dogs, Lost in Flight, Boy and Girl Fishing, and yet another dog of undetermined breed.